Guys, it's Cal. Welcome back to another episode of The Worst of Wattpad. Today, we're diving into the world of slasher fandom, which surrounds all the villains from like the classic slasher films. Like we got like Michael Myers, Chucky the Doll, and even all the way back to like Norman Bates. Like you would think when I saw that I was like, "Oh, they're writing fanfic about Norman Bates from the Bates Motel show." And some of it is that, yes, but also some of it is literally Norman Bates from 1950s Psycho. We got all these slashers shipped with the reader, shipped with each other. It's an exciting time. The one we're looking at today in particular ships Jason Voorhees and Freddy Krueger. And you'd think at some point I would cease to be surprised, but somehow I never am. I can to some extent understand the fics about like Norman Bates. Like he's a normal human man. I mean he's a serial killer, but like he's a human being. But Freddy Krueger, I have a little trouble wrapping my head around how anything about him is sexually appealing. But there's always fanfic for it. It doesn't matter what it is, there will be a fanfic for it. Um So, the name of this fanfic is Love Between Us by Grace Williams 182. And you'll notice in this one, like in a lot of fanfics, or anything on Wattpad really, the point of view switches constantly, and it drives me insane, because it's so confusing. You could just pick one point of view for, like, your main character, or you can write in third person. That's an option. But we have to get every single person's point of view in the entire story. It's fine, sometimes repeating what we already heard from a different point of view. I'm going off on a tangent, this is just something that annoys me, but let's get into the fanfic here, guys. We start off with Freddy's point of view, and it says, "I've only been with Michael for a few months." That's Michael Myers, by the way, he's in this one too. "I'm starting to want to be with Jason, though. Michael offered to be with me. I wasn't all that sweet to him. Why would he want to be with me? Breaking up with him is gonna be hard. What if he hurts me? Maybe worst. Kill me." And I don't really understand this intro, because if he didn't want to date Michael Myers, why is he doing it? Like, if someone asks you to date them and you don't want to, you can say no. And I realize that Michael Myers, like, kills people, but Freddy Krueger is a dream demon, so, like, just say no. But of course we have to have some kind of contrived, like, love triangle between all these slashers. Moving on to Jason's point of view, which is Jason Voorhees, in case you didn't realize. It says, "I sat alone in the cabin. I was thinking of Freddy. That cute face, and those eyes, that body." I gasped, opening my eyes. Why should I be thinking about this? He loves Michael. I couldn't get over him. I blushed right under my mask. I might have to tell him sooner or later, but you really don't, though. It's entirely possible to not tell someone that you're attracted to them if they already have a partner. I promise you, you can do it. But of course, that is not the case. That's the first part. All these parts are very short. I think this book is like 12 chapters long, but all the chapters are short. So I'm probably going to read a lot of it. I'll skim a little bit. Next we get Freddy's point of view. "Michael, honey," I yelled. Oh god. "What is it, my little dream demon?" Michael asked, hugging me from behind. "I'm gonna take a walk," I said. That was actually a stupid thing to say. "All right, don't stay out too long," he said. I went towards the front door and opened it. I was on my way to Jason's house. I knew it was gonna take like an hour, okay? An hour later, Jason's point of view. I heard a knock at the door. I got up and opened it. "Hey, Jason," Freddy said. He reached up and hugged me. Because I'm taller than him, it was difficult for him. He really just hugged my waist. Why is it hard to hug someone who's taller than you? That's not the case at all. Fine, though. I'm accepting it. I'm moving on. "Can I come in?" Freddy asked. Sure," I said with a stutter. "You okay, Jason?" he asked again. I nodded. Freddy's point of view. I thought something was wrong with Jason. I just didn't think about it. So, you thought there was something wrong with him, or you didn't think... Anyway, I sat next to him. I sat down next to him on the couch. Oh, okay. We got it twice. I didn't even notice that the first time I read through. I leaned up his chest. What is that? Guys, what does that mean? I have no visual for what I leaned up his chest means. All I can see in my head is Freddy Krueger just leaning against his chest and like sliding upwards at the same time. I'm gonna try to animate it in here so you guys can see what's in my head because that's all I'm getting. He says, "Listen, I don't want to be with Michael anymore," I said, explaining. "Why?" Jason asked. "I didn't even ask to be with him," I said. "You probably just need some advice," Jason said, pushing me off him. "No, I want to..." I couldn't finish. Why does he stutter at the end of his words? No human being in the history of the world has stuttered at the end of their words. We go over to Jason's point of view. I was very confused about this. "What is it that you want?" I asked. "I want to be in love with you," Freddy said. I blushed hard. What? Okay. What? I want to be in love with you? No, you want to date him. You are in love. You are in love. What do you mean you want to be in love? Anyway, oh, we got a warning at the beginning of this chapter which says this part contains yaoi. Yo. I've just realized that I've never heard a person say this word in real life. I've only seen it online in print. So I don't actually know how to say that. Also, I'd like to point out that, doesn't that just pertain to, like, anime or manga or, that type of thing? I don't think anything that is gay smut is just automatically yaoi. I don't think that's how it works. But let's get into it right here. Let's find out what this is about. We got Jason's point of view. I felt nervous and sick to my stomach when I heard that. I looked away and blushed to the extreme rate. I felt Freddy's hand against my leg. He slid it up to my chest. He pulled down my shirt? He pulled down your shirt? What? Alright. Wow, you must be strong, 'cause he pulled down your shirt? Okay, he said. He put his hands against my abs. You make me feel safe. He moaned a bit. Alright. He went up and kissed me under my mask. we, we locked tongues and twisted them. I'm sorry, you did what now? Alright, I'm accepting it. We're moving on again. Freddy's point of view. I pulled away in shock. What have I done? I just cheated on Michael. Oh no! I need to go, I yelled, running for the front door. Back at home, Michael's point of view. I was ready to call Freddy to see where he's at. I heard the front door open. I went down and saw Freddy. I ran and squeezed him tight. Ack, Michael, Freddy said. I looked at him for a few minutes. I'm gonna make this a night you'll remember for years, I said. Freddy blushed in shock. Oh no, I've never been more uncomfortable. Freddy's point of view. I know what Michael meant. Yeah, I think we all do. I blushed really hard. Michael, I have to tell you something, I said nervously. What is it? Did you get hurt? And that's highly confusing to me because it's separated like it's two different people saying it, but I'm pretty sure Michael is saying both of those things because it wouldn't make sense for Freddy to be saying it. No, I kissed Jason, I said, confessing. Michael looked angry. He shoved me against the wall. You cheated on me? He asked, angry. I wonder if he's angry, guys. You slut! He yelled at me. Look, Michael, I was interrupted by Michael. Get out, now, Michael yelled. He shoved me out the door. And take your gloves with you, Michael said, throwing my razor gloves at me. I grabbed them and walked to Jason's house. We have an author's note that says, sorry if it's short, my nails got polished and I'm trying not to chip them. Jason's point of view. I sat in the cabin, alone, as usual. I suddenly heard a knock at my door. I opened it. It was Freddy. He looked like he was crying. He was crying. He jumped up on me. Alright. Is something wrong? I asked. Michael doesn't want to see me anymore, he said, with short gasps of breaths. I thought he wanted to break up with him anyway. I held him back and said he could stay with me if he needed to. Freddy's point of view. This is why I love Jason. He's always so calm and nice. After years of fighting, we became good friends. Right, because they tried to like what's the movie that's like there's a Freddy versus Jason movie, isn't there? I like Nightmare on Elm Street too much to subject myself to that. I thought I didn't want it to be ruined for me, so I never watched it. But I know that's something that exists. So yeah, they tried to kill each other. I think actually didn't I feel like Jason Voorhees killed Freddy Krueger. I could be wrong. Like I said, I've never seen it. But anyways, after years of fighting, they became good friends. I sat down with him. I kept crying on him, only comforting me by rubbing his hand up and down my back, but that's fine with me. After a few minutes, I stopped crying. I climbed up on Jason's chest. That's the same imagery again, and it doesn't compute in my brain. You're gonna be okay, he said. In the evening. Jason's point of view. Freddy was still awake. He said he needed a bit of sleep. I prepared him a hot drink. Always helps me sleep. I gave it to him. What's this? He asked. Just try it, I said with a tiny blush. Freddy drank a sip of it. It's probably something he never drank before because he gave a question-like look. Someone tell me if this is something that's from, like, the whole Jason Voorhees. I haven't seen that, and so I don't know if... Because what this sounds like maybe isn't what it is, but it sounds highly questionable, to say the least. Freddy's point of view. The drink Jason gave me is something I never tasted before. It was sweet and foamy. It was very, very creamy too. It tasted good. I suddenly felt tired. Jason, can I sleep with you? I asked. He nodded. He grabbed a blanket. He covered us up. He snuggled me. We both fell asleep and slept all through the night. All these sentences are just very chopped and short. It doesn't really, like, comply to the mood, I feel like. That's kind of a nitpick, but, the next day, oh, we got another warning. Oh boy. I am gonna skim this one a little bit because it's just not that interesting, and it just is uncomfortable, and it's just very boring sex, honestly, so we're just gonna skim over it. Since I woke up to see Freddy, I suddenly felt like I wanted to give him pleasure. So after this, there's just it's just pretty standard sex. There is, however, a lot of licking, like an unusual amount of licking for no good reason. That's all the foreplay is. Foreplay? Foreplay. Yeah. Is just licking each other. It's a little odd. Anyway, they have sex. And then on the next part, it says, okay, Jason's point of view. I can't believe what we just did. Freddy got up and got dressed. He bent his head down. You all right, Freddy? I asked. I don't feel too good, he said. How bad are you feeling? I asked. I feel like I'm gonna... Freddy didn't finish. He ran for the bathroom. I heard puking and coughing noises. So, somehow, it would appear, let's see, let me skim to the part where, okay, yeah, here we go. Jason's point of view. He says, you doing okay, Freddy? I asked. Freddy faced me with happiness. Jason, the doctor called, he said. Well, what did they say? I asked. I'm pregnant, he shouted. Well, what? I said in shock. Yeah, you're gonna be a father, he said again. So, okay, so many things are confusing me right now. First of all, somehow Freddy is pregnant, although, by all accounts, this is a cisgender man, and he somehow just got pregnant immediately from anal sex. Like, the day after, he is not even the day after, right after they finished having sex, he threw up, he was immediately pregnant. And secondly, the doctor called to him. He didn't call the doctor. The doctor just called him and told him he was pregnant. And third of all, the doctor knew without being there. He just called. I have no explanation for any of this. But anyway, Freddy's pregnant now, so that's the main takeaway. Anyway, we just get basically some scenes where, Freddy, he's all sick because he's pregnant, and he's sick, and Jason takes care of him. It's very, sweet and romantic. Then we get to this part. It's Freddy's point of view. And it says, I sat there when I heard a knock at the door. I opened it. Michael, what are you doing here? I asked in a rage. I came to say I'm sorry and I want you back, he said. It's too late for that now, I said. Why? He asked. I'm with Jason now. We're going to be parents, I said. But, Freddy, he begged. Goodbye, Michael, I said. I slammed the door. Who are you talking to? Jason asked. No one, I said. He was very aggressive he's the reason the relationship ended. I'm just saying. So they find out they're actually going to have twins, and then we only get a little more before we skip ahead 9 months, and Freddy has already given birth to the children. It glosses over that. And then we get this right here, Freddy's point of view. I sat on the bed holding Jack. He's our new son. Jason was taking care of Nathan. Our two sons look exactly like us. Nathan had my hat, sweater, and pants. Jack had Jason's mask, pants, and eyes. Did they? Okay, so they look exactly like you. Because they have the same articles of clothing as you. Were they born like that? Were they born dressed like their fathers? What does that mean? He says, I leaned over and kissed Jason. I'm so happy, I said. Me too, Jason responded. We let the babies loose on the bed to let them move around a bit. They crawled over to each other and nuzzled noses. Jason's point of view. I thought this was the most cute sight ever. Our little children love each other. This was a great moment. Jason, there's only one problem, Freddy said. What's that, my love? I asked. What about our killing career? He asked. I don't know, I said. And then author's note, that's the end of the story. I think there's going to be a sequel, but that's it. I don't know what they're gonna do about their killing career. There's surprisingly little killing in these slasher fanfics, actually. There was a little bit, I feel like, it was like a cutaway scene of like Jason going off and like killing some teenagers, but it wasn't even in the text. It was just like, and he came back and he was bloody. And that's it. Like they're killers. You would think there would be a lot of murder, but these are surprisingly unedgy fanfics. Like, going into it, I thought it would be hella edgy, but it's really not. It's mostly just gay fluff. Which is amazing. Yeah, so that's the love between us. I hope you guys enjoyed. I know I haven't been putting out a lot of videos lately. I will try to get into some more. So I work on a college campus, so I actually don't work during the summer. I will be going to school. But I'll have a little more free time, so hopefully we'll get some more videos out. It's still not going to be consistent because that's just not who I am as a person, but you might get a little more. We'll see. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next episode. Thanks for watching, like, and subscribe.